Tonight, it may not be over yet.
I think now it's going to mean no green space is safe from development.
The Supreme Court rejects the City of Ottawa appeal over plans to build a housing development on the Kanata Golf and Country Club. But some Kanata Lakes residents say the fight isn't over. It opened to much fanfare, marking a Canadian milestone. Now concern over one of Canada's biggest playgrounds.
There's paint that's been chipped and needs to be refreshed. But other amenities through the years that either become dislodged or maybe a little too aggressive played.
Falling into disrepair just short years later. And the Kimmel controversy.
At least it's somebody we can trust, though, right?
The comment.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
The reaction.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else, and he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk.
And the concern.
I profoundly disagree with what you say, but I will fight to the end for you to have the right to say it.
Who is controlling the late-night landscape? Good evening. We begin tonight with a major legal blow to residents of Kanata Lakes. The Supreme Court of Canada ruling it will not hear an appeal by the City of Ottawa over a plan that would see 1,500 houses built over the Kanata Golf and Country Club. The future of the 18-hole course, located on Campo Drive, has been at the center of legal battles for years, with ClubLink planning to develop much of the green space. CTV's Katie Griffin is here with the reaction to the latest here, Katie.
Well, Patricia, despite the ruling, the mayor says the city has other options to fight this, including making it very difficult for the developer to get the approvals it needs for the plan to go ahead.
Right immediately in front of us, from right to left, is the 18th hole.
All of this, what drew Diane Walliff to this home backing onto the Kanata Golf and Country Club decades ago.
Beautiful green space, fresh air, just a lovely neighborhood.
The thought of losing it, unthinkable.
It's devastating, but it's also upsetting too, because in the plans that I've studied in detail, they're going to build new homes like within a few meters out from our houses.
A decision by the Supreme Court of Canada Thursday now paves the way for property owner ClubLink to proceed with its plan to build nearly 1,500 homes on the site. The country's highest court will not hear an appeal by the city and other groups that had tried to block the plan for years, citing a 1981 agreement to keep 40% of the property as green space. It means a lower court's decision that the agreement should be considered void still stands.
If it's one word, it's disappointed.
The Kanata Green Space Protection Coalition vowing to continue the fight.
We'll go forward in opposition to this development in another way.
Ottawa's mayor says the plan does not meet the standard for responsible development and that the city will not grant any of the easements that would be necessary for the site's development.
Well, it probably won't be in our lifetime, but if it is, we won't like it.
Many residents and golfers worried about broader implications.
I think now it's going to mean no green space is safe from development, and this has national implications.
And I can tell you, after a heavy rain, this piece of land struggles to handle that stormwater the way it is now. Now, can you imagine that paved over with 1,500 housing units taking up virtually all of the green space that the golf course has? Yeah. It's non-viable.
In 2021, the Ontario government stepped in and saved the prestigious Glen Abbey golf course. Some residents hope that could happen here too. We reached out to ClubLink and its lawyers for comment on today's decision and have not heard back. Patricia.
All right, CTV's Katie Griffin on the latest on this for us tonight. Thank you.
Welcome.
Well, tragedy strikes at an East End business park. First responders say a worker is dead after becoming trapped beneath a forklift last night. Now the Ministry of Labour is investigating. It happened at the Innis Business Park on Sheffield Road, just east of Saint Laurent Boulevard. CTV's Stephan Keys joins us live with what else we know at this point, Steph.
Yeah, Patricia, details are relatively thin, but the upset over another workplace death is quite the opposite. It's a thickening plea to protect workers as one fatal case plays out in an Ottawa courtroom, and a business owner was recently charged in relation to another, all separate incidents, and we don't know the exact circumstances around this one. But here's what we do know. It was around 6:30 last night when the call came in. First responders rushing to the 2400 block of Sheffield Road. We know the 911 call reported a man trapped beneath a forklift and that he was pronounced dead at the scene. The president of Ottawa's Labour Council saying we must do more to make sure that when people leave for work, that they also make it back home to loved ones.
Here's an individual that didn't return home at the end of the day to see his family. Maybe had plans to spend time with the family this weekend. I won't be able to do that now as a direct result of the workplace. And like we always advocate, this was preventable. It didn't have to happen. It was needless. But again, just so sad.
We've been in touch with the Ministry of Labour. A statement from them confirms they are investigating, but with the investigation ongoing, the ministry says it won't be providing any more details at this time. So how this tragedy came to be and whether anyone is at fault remains to be seen. Patricia.
CTV's Stefan Keys live for us tonight. Thank you. And we do have extended coverage of the workplace death in the city's East End. There are more stories about other similar incidents online at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Well, the expansive Canada-themed Mooney's Bay Playground was unveiled with much fanfare as part of Canada's 150th birthday celebrations in 2017. But now, just 8 years later, the $2 million structure is already in need of repairs. CTV's Natalie Van Roy is live with more on this. Natalie.
Patricia, it was called Canada's largest playground nearly a decade ago, and it immediately became a popular spot for kids. But the local councillor says some parents are now raising concerns about signs of disrepair.
Yeah, it's a really cool park, so I think it'd be awesome to keep it up, fixed up and in good shape for the kids.
There's rotting wood, chipped paint, and at least one nail sticking out. Councillor Riley Brockington says he brought forward a long list of issues with parks in his ward to city staff about a month ago, including the wood rot at this site.
Certainly there are issues throughout the year, every year. There's normal wear and tear in Ottawa's largest playground. And more recently, throughout the summer, we have heard from a few residents about issues, so I did send one of my staff down to the site.
Brockington says he expects the city to move on repairs, and in the meantime, the park is safe to use. When the park was built, it cost the city $1 million, with another $1 million coming from a production company behind a TVO show. And the construction of the park also faced controversy, with many residents angry at the time over a lack of public consultation with the planning process. Patricia.
But as mentioned, incredibly popular since. All right, CTV's Natalie Van Roy live for us tonight. Thank you. Still ahead, the Sens working hard as they take to the ice for the first time this year and prepare for preseason action against the Leafs Sunday. Well, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. 24 degrees out there right now. I think for the first time in the last few days, though, it wasn't sunshine all the way through today. It looks pretty pleasant, though, at the Richmond Fair, Jackie.
That's right, Patricia. I mean, there are some clouds rolling through. I know that the forecast shows just a chance of some showers, but we've been here for a couple of hours right now and still no rain in sight. Really a gorgeous day, and the gates opened at 4 o'clock. More people trickling in as the night continues on. The temperatures across the region sitting between 23, 25 degrees. A little bit cloudier, though, in Pembroke, where temperatures are much cooler at 20 degrees. And as we look, as mentioned, there is a chance that we could see some light showers popping up. There is a little bit of wind. If you are heading down to Richmond tonight, you may want to bring a jacket. So yeah, it does say that we are going to get to about 21 degrees when the sun sets. But with the wind coming from the northwest, there is a chance for that cool air as well. So we will have more here from the Richmond Agricultural Fair. Opening ceremonies are just underway, but the midway, I should say, is also open too until later this evening. We'll have details in a bit. Patricia.
Well, the indefinite suspension of a popular late-night talk show host is sparking concerns about freedom of expression and the power of the White House. Jimmy Kimmel pulled off the air yesterday after comments he made about Charlie Kirk and President Trump. CTV's Heather Wright has more.
The controversy all stems from comments late-night host Jimmy Kimmel made on his show on Monday.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Kimmel went on to criticize Donald Trump's mourning of Kirk, pointing to the president's answer when asked how he was holding up.
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House.
Kimmel's comments were slammed by many on the right, including the chair of the Federal Communications Commission, who issued an unsubtle threat to ABC and its affiliates, implying broadcast licenses could be at risk if they did not take action against Kimmel. Nexstar, an ABC affiliate that is trying to merge with another group and will need FCC approval, was the first to yank Kimmel. ABC followed suit shortly after.
Trump and his allies seem to want to shut down speech that they don't like to hear.
ABC is not the first to acquiesce to pressure from the White House. CBS settled a lawsuit over a 60 Minutes interview that coincided with a merger between its parent company Paramount and Skydance. CBS has also announced plans to cancel The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, a move the network says was due to costs. Today, Trump downplayed freedom of speech concerns, calling Kimmel's ouster a business decision.
You can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of talent.
But on social media, Trump suggested other late-night hosts should be next. That leaves Jimmy and Seth two total losers, referring to The Tonight Show's Jimmy Fallon and late-night host Seth Meyers. Do it, NBC. In Ottawa, the Bloc Québécois leader declined to directly weigh in on the controversy, but paraphrased the philosopher Voltaire.
I profoundly disagree with what you say, but I will fight to the end for you to have the right to say it.
And while Jimmy Kimmel has not been officially fired, it's not clear when or if he will return to his show. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
Well, some closures continued in Gatineau today after a pair of water main breaks earlier in the week. There were 2 water main breaks on Laurier Street Tuesday, forcing the closure of Gatineau City Hall yesterday and the Canadian Museum of History. The museum did briefly reopen yesterday afternoon, but was closed again today because water to the building had to be cut off. A boil water advisory is still in effect for the area. Ontario Provincial Police have recovered a stolen vehicle in Tay Valley Township. Police received multiple reports about 3 stolen vehicles from the Toronto area traveling on Highway 7 yesterday morning. OPP say when officers attempted to stop one of the vehicles, the driver crashed into the police cruiser and fled on foot. A 25-year-old Brampton man was arrested and is now facing several charges. Well, tracking your bus just got a little easier. OC Transpo is rolling out new display screens, giving riders live updates right at the bus stop. The screens are at the Eagleson Park and Ride in Kanata, at Bank and Somerset Streets, the Civic Hospital on Carling Avenue, and near Bayshore Mall. CTV's Tyler Fleming has the detail on the new pilot project, if they work, and what riders think.
Stéphane Béroubet's regular bus stop got a high-tech upgrade.
And I think this is a fantastic idea.
At the corner of Bank and Somerset Streets, OC Transpo has installed a new display screen giving real-time updates on arrivals.
And it's handy. It's you could see it very clearly at nighttime and during the day.
Using a bus's GPS location, the information is sent over to the eco-friendly solar-powered screens. OC Transpo has rolled out 4 of these displays across the city, like at the Eagleson Park and Ride in Kanata.
Honestly, it's a good addition.
While the cost of this pilot project has not been released, its aim is to improve access to transit information for those who may not have a smartphone or data to access bus tracking apps.
And sometimes I've known many times where my phone was dead and I couldn't check when the bus was coming or anything.
And if a bus route changes,
it gets updated, instantly, and we don't have to worry about the papers being updated or putting signage out there.
Riders can rate the new screens, feedback the city will use to see if they really work.
Looked at it for a few minutes and I can see right now that the bus is coming, and it actually is pretty accurate.
And for the most part, it appears information updates regularly within a couple of minutes.
But come winter time, that 1 minute, 2 minutes is going to matter.
Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
You can smell that the hockey season's right around the corner, so can't beat it.
Well, still to come, no easing in for this group. The Senators back on the ice at training camp and working up a sweat as they get set for preseason action against the Leafs on Sunday amid high expectations. Jackie.
Thanks so much, Patricia. I made some new friends here at the Richmond Fair. We've got Gwen, we've got Jolene. What have you guys done so far? Okay.
Whoa, we got funny.
Really fun. And you know what's fun? it, ladies. Enjoying a great time at the Richmond Fair. Midway open until 10 p.m. tonight. Now let's take a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Looking out towards Parliament Hill, Chateau Laurier. A little bit cloudy in the sky tonight, but the sun is still shining through. Temperature sitting at 24 degrees.
CTV Ottawa is your home for local news.
Katie Griffin, CTV News in the Byward Market.
Centertown.
Kanata.
Stittsville.
Bringing you local stories that matter the most to you.
Kimberly Fowler in Westboro.
Orleans.
Barhaven.
From every corner of the community.
In the Glebe.
Manotick.
Merrickville.
Brockville. From the team you trust, we are CTV News Ottawa.
Live, local, breaking news. CTV News Ottawa.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Wake up and start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could be $20,000 richer. Simply watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa for the daily code word. Then enter it online at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win. Imagine what you could do with an extra $20,000. CTV Your Morning's $20,000 giveaway. Watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday morning 6 to 9.
Ron, it's the season of raking leaves, but this recliner's making me want to rake in some naps instead.
Well, that's no wonder, because the Trooper family is the top-selling line. In fact, the wall recliner right there is a savings of $650 this week, and the Trooper is on sale $28.89. That's $1,100 in savings.
Even better, both come in 13 colors, so finding your style's a breeze.
Big comfort, big savings, but for a limited time.
It's the Fall into Comfort sale at Lazy Boy Ottawa, Gatineau, and Kingston.
Our popular Team of the Week segment is back. If you want to be a part of our Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week, upload your video to ctvnewsottawa.ca. Every Thursday, we want to put the spotlight on 3 good things happening in our city, and we begin tonight with a big game happening at TD Place.
For us, it's our first time in a domestic cup semifinal, so already we've made history by advancing past the quarterfinals, and want to obviously continue doing that and get to the finals to make more history for the club.
That's Atletico Ottawa's general manager, J.D. Ulanowski, speaking ahead of the team's TELUS Canadian Championship semi-final game. They're taking on Vancouver FC. The winner will move on to the final on October 1st in Vancouver against defending champs, the Vancouver Whitecaps. Game time is 7 p.m.
Remaining down, ball sent that far side, taken again towards goal. Bukovic's there, but DB Pridham left unmarked.
And the Ottawa Rapid FC have clinched a spot in the inaugural Northern Super League playoffs after a dramatic win against Calgary Wild FC on Calgary's home turf last night. DB Pridham scored in stoppage time, defeating Calgary 2-1 with her league-leading 17th goal of the season. Ottawa is now the second team to secure a playoff spot. And a new mural unveiled this week, brightening an Ottawa Community Housing neighborhood in the city's south end. It's called Joy, celebrating residents' pride and creativity, and is meant to represent a strong, supportive, and joyful community. The artist has helped create dozens of murals at OCH buildings. It's located near South Keys on Ludbury Avenue. Well, do you have a story for us to include in our 3 Good Things segment? Something light, happy, a community event, or notable achievement to brighten up the day? Send your ideas to ottawanews@ctv.ca. Well, after the most successful season in nearly a decade, Sens fans are chomping at the bit to see what their team can do this year. Today, the Senators took to the ice at training camp for the first time. As CTV's Dylan Dyson reports, they were working hard, even as fans are dreaming big.
Summer is over. It's time to work. At training camp, the Senators are back on the ice for the first time.
It's good. Obviously really hard. But that's kind of how we want it. We know it's going to make us that much better, so nice to get out there and compete with everybody again.
Skating off any rust, head coach Travis Green pushing his players right from day one.
I think you guys saw those skates. Those aren't fun no matter how much you work on it, so I'm glad the toughest part's over. Now we could focus on just day and day out, getting best shape possible for these games are coming up.
Day one is to acclimatize and get set for the rest of the next couple of weeks. Travis Green has a reputation of running an extremely hard training camp. First-year players are getting a taste of exactly what it's going to be all about.
I just think you need to have a hard camp to be ready to play.
Summer skates are a lot different.
Shabbat fires. Score! Ottawa scores first.
After making the playoffs for the first time in 8 years, the Sens come into this year with expectations weighing heavy in anticipation of a repeat performance or better.
I think definitely the playoffs should be a goal, and winning the first round would be great.
I'm thinking they're going to build on what they did last year. Going to be a little bit more competitive. They've got that experience, so I'm hoping for a top 3 finish in the division.
I think we got to keep raising the bar every single year, and we're not going to just get into the playoffs because we did last year.
Not many changes were made in the offseason. The team believes it has the right ingredients to build off of last year's success.
Now we don't want to just take part of it. We want to go in and do some damage. But there's a lot of work that goes in before that, and that's what we're doing. This is day 1 of it.
Fans will have the chance to watch their team in action for the first time this preseason on Sunday when the Sens take on the Toronto Maple Leafs at the CTC. Dylan Dyson, CTV News.
Look forward to it. Well, as we inch closer to fall, we still get to enjoy some summer weather. The sun's shining over at Rockcliffe Park today. The perfect weather for those riding their bikes, just out doing whatever over these last few days. It has been beautiful. It's beautiful in Richmond, too, where the fair is on. And Jackie's been talking to people out there. Jackie.
Yeah, that's right, Patricia. I've got some first-timers here. I've got people who come every year. It's kind of the last hurrah, a farewell to summer. We are heading in to the last weekend of summer, and the conditions are looking fabulous. Taking a look now at our temperatures, we did see a daytime high about 25, but with the humidity, I felt closer to 30, and you could really feel it as the sun was shining through. But the clouds have started to roll in, so it is a touch cooler. If you are heading down to the Richmond Fair, make sure to bring a light jacket. Overnight low. We're getting back down to single digits with northwesterly winds coming in to eastern Ontario. So overnight low about 9 degrees, partly cloudy skies. And then tomorrow, we're not going to quite hit 20 degrees, getting to a daytime high about 19, mix of sun and cloud. Still winds, strong winds coming from the northwest. As we look towards the overnight lows across the region now, Pembroke, Bancroft sitting about 4 or 5 degrees, a little bit of cloud cover as well. But really temperatures across the Seaway and here in Ottawa sitting around 9, 10 degrees. So again, kind of nice to get that window open, get a little bit of fresh air. But if you do have plants outside for the overnight lows, you might want to bring them in just because it is getting much cooler. Daytime highs across the region sitting between 18 and 21 degrees. So fall is starting to, you could really start to feel it here in eastern Ontario. But as we look across the region, temperatures are really cooling down, especially if you look towards the northern parts of Quebec and Ontario. You've got a lot of that blue color indicating that cooler air is pushing down towards the province and those regions specifically. Atlantic Canada sitting around 22 and sunshine. Sudbury at 15 degrees, mainly cloudy skies, but Windsor still getting that late summer heat with 28 degrees with the humidity feeling closer to the low 30s. Then as we look towards Western Canada, temperatures in Alberta sitting around 21. They have a little bit of a warmer conditions when you compare that to Winnipeg at 17 degrees and Vancouver sitting at 18. Now today's sponsor or 7-day weather forecast is brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Center, celebrating over 80 years in family business. So we talked a lot about that cool air moving into eastern Ontario. Not only is it going to stick around for Friday where we're going to see a daytime high of 19 degrees, it will carry on to our Saturday, but the sun will be much stronger for the Saturday. So wear that sunscreen, especially if you're heading down early to the Red Blacks game. I hear there's a pregame tailgate party happening as well. Sunday, mix of sun and cloud, daytime high of 21 degrees with Atletico, and then Monday, Tuesday, we will likely see some rain and precipitation. Stick around though, we'll be hanging out here at the Richmond Fair, Patricia, where we will be talking to the president and what's in store for the 181st Richmond Agricultural Fair.
Love it. Thank you, Jackie.
We've actually partnered with Communauto, where we're trying to bring car share into our new developments.
Just ahead, we'll share details on a new program helping Ottawa Community Housing tenants get around the city.
Tonight's swift reaction to Jimmy Kimmel's show being pulled and what it means for free speech.
I'm a free speech advocate, but I'm an employment lawyer and have to warn employees.
Plus, the potential impact in the workplace here in Canada. Later on CTV National News.
CTV News community and weather anchor Jackie Perez. Weeknights.
Well, tenants in Ottawa Community Housing will soon have a new way to get around. A brand new electric vehicle car sharing program is rolling out, giving residents affordable transportation options that also help the environment. CTV's Kimberly Fowler explains.
Compared to Uber, this is much cheaper.
Linda Crampf is getting her first look at a new ride. These electric vehicles now available for Ottawa Community Housing tenants at the launch of this car share station east of Manor Park on Thursday.
I live just here. I can come and rent for an hour and just $13. And the good news is that because I live here, I get a 60% discount too.
The OCH program is partnering with Communauto, and the aim is to relieve congestion on city streets and expand affordable, climate-friendly transportation.
Parking requirements, when we're talking about personal vehicles, end up taking so much extremely important land space that we could be using for housing. So bringing a low-cost, low-carbon mobility strategy into our new developments makes perfect sense.
This innovative program allows tenants access to these electric vehicles, and they can use them for anything, to commute to work, to doctor's appointments, and even the grocery store, all while reducing the cost and carbon footprint of transportation.
People want to be able to maximize their mobility options. Residents have a cheaper option that they might be able to just spend a couple $100s a year so that they can go and do groceries, rather than literally thousands of dollars a year maintaining a car.
The car sharing program is supported by a $250,000 investment from the RBC Foundation.
Say for tomorrow from 2:30 to 3:30.
These EVs can be booked up to 30 days in advance. Users of the car share program can opt for a monthly membership, or for lighter users, they can pay per trip.
The sign up is all done online via communauto.ca. That allows you access to our app, which you use to both unlock the vehicles, find the vehicles, and plan your routes.
Giving nearby residents more options to get around in their day-to-day lives.
This makes it so, affordable for all. So I think it's a fantastic idea.
Kimberly Fowler, CTV News.
Well, now some other stories you need to know right now. Some Via Rail trains will no longer be stopping in Eastern Ontario. CTV's Steph Keys joins us now with the details on this and other stories. Steph?
Patricia, Via is launching direct service between Toronto and Montreal as part of a 3-month pilot project. That means 4 trains will not stop in Cornwall, Brockville, Kingston, and Belleville while traveling between the two cities. The non-stop service will launch September 29th. Via says the goal is to test passenger demand for faster and more efficient travel. There will still be several trains, including those running between Ottawa and Toronto, that will stop in Eastern Ontario cities.
Tonight, our solidarity crosses all borders. We stand with survivors everywhere.
Take Back the Night, an annual event raising awareness about sexual and gender-based violence, is underway in Ottawa this hour. The community comes together to support survivors and advocate for safer communities. A rally is taking place at Minto Park, and in about 15 minutes, participants will march through the downtown core. Ottawa drivers waking up to some good news this morning. Gas prices dropping significantly overnight, down roughly 10 cents from yesterday. That's because stations switched from the summer blend to the cheaper winter blend. Ottawa firefighters will be going door to door in several neighborhoods next week to help residents test smoke and carbon monoxide alarms. The Wake Up program began in 2005 after the fire at the Mekong grocery store in Chinatown that claimed 5 lives. The building did not have working smoking alarms at the time. Uniformed firefighters will be visiting homes between Monday, September 22nd, and a week later until September 29th. They will offer to test alarms, install them if they're missing, and replace batteries. A really great program, Patricia, that helps to save lives.
Yeah, absolutely. So important, and yet it's amazing how we still get forgetful about that.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Yeah, you need to test it on the day of birthdays of the family members or put it in your calendar or something.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we want to go back out to Jackie, who is at the Richmond Fair tonight. A wonderful place to be. Jackie?
Yeah, we're having such a blast here, Patricia. A lot of people with smiles on their faces on opening night of the Richmond Agricultural Fair. And just to tell us more about its rich history and what we can expect this weekend, I'm going to bring in President of the Agricultural Society here at Richmond, Dave Seabrook, fondly known as Boo Boo.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you? And tell us more about this weekend.
We're celebrating our 181st fair. And you're going to see a great display of livestock, home crafts, some fun with the demolition derby tomorrow night, lawn tractor pull tonight. live entertainment, beer gardens, the list goes on and on. Lots to do.
We stole you from the opening ceremony, so we'll have you return very shortly. But you mentioned a lot of the events that are happening. Like tonight, 7 o'clock, you've got the long tractor pull. Tomorrow, we were here last year for the demolition derby.
Right.
Why should people come down for this? How much fun is it?
Well, you can't go wrong with a smash and crash 'em. Along with that, we also have dancing tractors on Saturday. Square dancing tractors, going to be a great show. The weather's looking great, hopefully. And yeah, it's going to be a great time.
Yes, can confirm the weather is looking fantastic for the weekend. A little bit of wind tonight, but that's all in fun. Just bring a light jacket. For you, what do you look forward to each and every year? This is your third year, I should say, as president of the Agricultural Society.
Definitely the dancing tractors, new project I've taken on, along with help from a committee. And just in general, seeing all the volunteers, sponsors, and families come in and enjoy it.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now, just a reminder again that general admission is about $15 for children ages 7 and to
6 and below.
6 and below is free.
Yep.
So it's again 4 days. Wraps at Sunday. What's the one food item that you like to have when you encourage people to come here?
You gotta stick with, a poutine and a burger, I guess.
You heard it from Boo Boo himself. Poutine and a burger. Thank you so much. Enjoy the opening ceremonies. Patricia, we're going to take it back to you in studio. I'm going to get in line for a little bit of the bumper car action. So we're going to have more fun here at the Richmond Fair.
Absolutely. Love the bumper cars because they don't spin. It's great. Have fun, Jackie.
Why are we going back to this Stone Age?
Well, coming up, protests at Queen's Park over the Ford government's back-to-office mandate for provincial public servants.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Bowl.
Dream big with Move 100. Now, dream $20,000 bigger. Starting next week, listen for your chance to win $20,000. Dream big, win bigger with Ottawa's Move 100.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Remote work continues to be a controversial issue for public servants at all levels of government. Provincial employees held a rally at Queen's Park today to protest the Ford government's plan to force them back to the office full-time. Thousands have signed a petition calling for a reversal of the decision. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris has more.
Hundreds of public sector workers spill out of office buildings near Queen's Park, pushing back on a plan that will see them in the office 5 days a week starting in January.
Why are we going back to this Stone Age?
While remote work became the norm during the pandemic, labor union AMAPSIO says their members have had flexibility to do it for 15 years.
It's been proven to work. We've proven that we are professionals who can get the job done.
Right now, public service employees are only required to be in the office 3 days a week. Last month, the Premier emphasized helping businesses that rely on commuters and the importance of being face-to-face.
Everyone's more productive when they're at work, and how do you mentor someone over a phone? You can't.
These boxes represent the 13,000 people AMAPSIO says have signed a petition telling Doug Ford he's wrong. Workers who have had flexibility to go in or work from home insist it's a better setup for the taxpayers who pay their salaries.
When I work from home, I'm well rested and I can work longer.
Actually means that I can do better work. I'm wasting less time commuting, less time having to take breaks.
There's a feeling here of being insulted, disrespected by the return to office edict.
Our members are angry, and we're here today to, tell the government, our employer, that this was unfair. Logistically, it's not going to work.
Including what AMAPSIO says is a lack of appropriate space to work.
I deal with confidential labor relations issues. I don't want to be talking about them when there's 20 people around.
AMAPSIO is meeting with the Secretary of Cabinet at the end of the month, hoping for a change of heart. But at this moment, the government's return to office plan remains in place. A spokesperson for Treasury Board President Caroline Mulrooney explains the 5 days per week in workplace standard represents the current workforce landscape in the province, reinforcing our commitment to reflecting the people and businesses we serve across Ontario. Workers do see value in being together.
But there's value in letting people take care of their families. There's value in letting people get home immediately instead of spending 1, 2, 3 hours a day in commute. It means that we're better rested. It means we're energized and we're able to give our best every day.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Well, just ahead, we'll have the top financial stories from the BNN Bloomberg newsroom.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boll. Hey. CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
Ron, this sofa is dangerously relaxing. I may not make it through this commercial.
That's the Lennon reclining sofa. It's a masterpiece. Soft gray leather, just wonderful, sleek back, comfortable.
Side effects may include heavy eyelids, sudden dozing, jealousy from your friends.
That's a real hazard, and during the Fall into Comfort sale, this is $3,300 in savings.
Don't sleep on these deals unless you're on the Lennon, only at Lazy Boy, Ottawa, Gatineau, and Kingston today.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Time now to check in with our iHeartRadio Weekender, Tanea Taylor. Tanea.
The world's longest street festival is back this weekend. Make sure to check out Taste of Wellington on Wellington Street West. This features so many fun things like live art. There's a dog photo booth, free yoga, a car show, and lots more, including live entertainment and lots of kids' activities too. This is Saturday only between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. and admission is free. Another great one to check out this weekend is the Richmond Fair. All your favorite family-friendly fair activities, horse, cattle, 4-H, and sheep shows, a demolition derby, live entertainment, a midway, of course, and you already know there's so much more going on here. Plus, kids 6 and under get in for free. And finally today is already that time of year somehow. Sens Fan Fest 2025 is this Sunday from 10 to 1. Catch the Sens walking the red carpet, lots for the kids, plus live music and a beer garden on site. All of this, and I'm hearing that you'll also have your chance to pre-order your Sens alternate jersey. Check it out at CTC on Sunday. As usual, lots more happening around the capital this weekend. For the full list and all the details, check ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, I'm Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Well, NVIDIA is investing billions of dollars into a company in which the U.S. government has a stake. BNN Bloomberg's Morella Fernandez has the details on that and the day's other business headlines.
NVIDIA announced today that it is investing $5 billion U.S. in Intel. The leading chip maker will buy shares of Intel, saying the two companies will partner to make custom data centers. This is seen as a lifeline for Intel, which has fallen behind other tech companies over the years. Intel shares jumped 25% on the news. Here's a look at how the trading day ended. The Canadian dollar is down to 72.48. West Texas Intermediate is down to 63.26. Western Canadian Select down 50 cents to 52.01. And the TSX is up 131 points for another record close today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Morella Fernandez.
This will be my final year in competitive curling.
Well, coming up, Canadian curling legend Brad Gushue announces his retirement. We'll have more on his message to his team and fans after the break. Jackie.
Thanks so much, Patricia. Like we said, we were going to enjoy the rides and the midway here at the Richmond Fair, doing a little bumper car action. Are you guys having a good time? Are we having a good time?
Yeah.
All right, we are having a a lot of fun here. Again, midway happening until 10 p.m. this evening. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam overlooking Parliament Hill.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Bowl.
Pure Country 94, Ottawa's country music station. Pure access to the biggest stars and the hottest songs. After all the bars are closed. Download the free iHeartRadio app to listen to Pure Country everywhere.
Tomorrow on CTV Your Morning Ottawa, we are checking out this week's new movies, including a brand new film starring Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell. Wake up the right way with Your Morning Ottawa, starting at 6.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Here's a recap of the top stories we are following right now.
I think now it's going to mean no green space is safe from development.
The Supreme Court of Canada ruling it will not hear an appeal by the City of Ottawa over a plan that would see 1,500 houses built over the Kanata Golf and Country Club.
This was preventable. It didn't have to happen. It was needless. But again, just so sad.
The Ministry of Labour investigating after a man died in a workplace incident after he became trapped under a forklift in the city's East End.
Other amenities through the years that either become dislodged or maybe a little too aggressive blade needs to be addressed.
Mooney's Bay Playground, unveiled just 8 years ago for Canada's 150th birthday, is already in need of repairs, with some raising concerns about rotted wood and chipped paint. We want to take one final look at the forecast. If Jackie is out of that bumper car traffic jam and able to chat with us. Jackie, okay, this looks better.
This looks much safer, right, Patricia? We are hanging out here at the Richmond Fair carousel. Got to have this as you head to the midways. But first, let's get a look at that wake-up weather at 9 degrees to start. And again, it is going to be a little cool to start the day, so you might want the jacket. But it's going to be mainly sunny skies, little to no wind. And then we're only getting to a daytime high about 19 degrees, so we've got cooler air moving in. Saturday, very similar conditions, but it's going to be nice weather for the Red Blacks game. And I hear there is a pregame tailgate party, so lots of sunshine for this. Sunday, mix of sun and clouds, getting warmer again, 21 degrees with the Atletico game happening. So we're in for a really great weekend for the last weekend of summer. And then Monday, Tuesday, we are going to maintain 20-degree weather, but there is a chance that we could see some showers for Monday and Tuesday. But by midweek, we are back to more sunshine. So again, a reminder, the Richmond Agricultural Fair, sticking around until Sunday. Lots to do. There's a demolition derby on Friday. Of course, the midway open till 10 o'clock. Tonight, Chris, that's your cue. We are going to go for a ride on the wonderful carousel here at the Richmond Fair. We're going to take it back to you in studio. Patricia, Stefan, you guys have a great night.
Yeah, it's a little more slow moving than the bumper cars.
Sure.
There she goes. Jackie, good stuff. Incredible weather for an almost fall fair for sure this weekend. We want to check in and see what our team is working on for tonight. Stefan Keys is here.
That's right, Patricia. Tonight we'll have a consumer alert that focuses on fair competition, not the fair Jackie's at, of course. Many Canadian small businesses are facing new challenges because of rising costs and trade tensions with the U.S. Now the Competition Bureau has launched a market study to make sure companies are being treated fairly by Canada's big banks. There is concern that new barriers are starting to surface when it comes to getting loans. So we'll have that story and more tonight at 11:30.
All right, Steph, good stuff. Thank you. And finally for us tonight, Canadian curling great Brad Gushue is calling it a career at the end of this season.
This will be my final year in competitive curling. For me, this is about my family and my team. My wife and daughters are important to me, and I've missed enough milestones to know I don't want to miss any more. For my team, your commitment, friendship, and drive are what made all this possible for me.
The 45-year-old from St. John's has won 2 Olympic medals, 5 World Championship medals, and is also a 6-time Brier champion. In the video posted on social media last night, he thanked all of his fans for their support. He says he's eager to stay connected to curling and is excited to explore new opportunities off the ice. Gushue's final Brier will take place in St. John's beginning February 27th. I imagine that'll be a little bit of a party.
Oh, my
Steph.
goodness,
That's
yeah.
what Brier typically is, but I totally get it, right? He curled with his daughter a little bit. They're into their teen years. All of a sudden you feel time passing and you're trying to balance it all out. So understandable
But
decision.
such strong contributions to the sport of curling. It's like almost, if you're a curling fan, that's a household name for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and if you're a curling fan, you're probably a hardcore curling fan.
That's right.
We have loved those opportunities. We had to take the show on the road and meet some of those curling fans out there. Hopefully we'll get a chance to do that again at some point.
Hopefully,
maybe
fingers
to St.
crossed.
John's.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be a good
Just
trip.
throwing it out there, bosses.
Have a great evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us.